Hello, everyone. My name is Hunter Cook, and this is Forwritten Book Club, Episode 2. We're now going to be covering the entirety, up to this point, of the George verse, which is a compilation of short stories created by one Lauren George. Would you like to tell the people, Lauren, a little bit about your construction,
of the
creation?
George verse in general.
Yeah, just the George verse in general. We'll be covering the other short stories in there in
Oh
following
gosh.
episodes. So go
Okay.
ahead and
So
give a rundown.
absolutely. So to make a long story short, the George verse is basically just what I decided to name any short story that is within the universe of short stories written by me. My last name is George, so that's kind of where the George verse ties in. That's where I got the name. And I actually made that my senior show for my graphic design degree in school, was to make like these different kind of artifacts that came from each of the story worlds, kind of like a museum exhibit. And the George verse is a little bit of everything. There are aliens, there are monsters, there's like World War II stuff, there's stuff involving like nuclear, whatever you would call that, not quite Cold War, but things like that.
All right.
And it's like a whole bunch of everything.
Just to clarify, the short stories in the George verse do not all take place in the same universe.
No, they do not. Just anything that I have written is under the George verse umbrella.
Gotcha. Okay. Could you give us, before we get into talking about Dust, a quick rundown of what Dust is about? Like just a basic
Sure.
synopsis.
So Dust is set in a, I guess, future post-apocalyptic world. They are already kind of in the middle of nuclear winter, and it's basically just about following this one man as he has to make a trek to a faraway place. And that's as much as I'll say about Dust.
So, Baylor, would you like to give your first impression of Dust?
Yeah, I just got done reading it. I was trying to speed through before we got to the episode.
Good.
You're
But
fine. I was telling Hunter I did not read it.
Yeah, Lauren just didn't read it.
Yeah, I wouldn't read my own. Yeah, I don't blame you. But yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was pretty cool. I'm very envious of how well written it is in the beginning and
Oh,
how the pictures painted
well, thank
so
you.
pretty. I can vividly see it all so clearly in my head, and that's such a breath of fresh air. But
Sweet.
I really like the story. I love that type of genre, just the futuristic, everything's gone to crap because
Yeah.
we'll probably be there someday. So,
Yeah.
but I really enjoyed it.
Well, thank you.
What was your favorite bit in there, real quick?
I liked how he started with kind of no purpose, and then he eventually, like, his whole mission was to get to the destination to to you know uh get right with God basically, and you know settle down with his uh dead wife. I thought that was really, really good.
I really liked the conversation between him and the bandit and the mountain and everything that
Mhm.
went down between those two. Because there's a lot of really subtle character writing that occurs there.
Funny story about that whole thing is the bandit and like those whole however many pages it took for that scene. That I only included those after like my second or third rewrite of it, after I'd gotten like feedback from a professor. So originally that wasn't even going to be in it at all. So it was just added on later.
That's my favorite part too, so I'm glad it was added on.
Ooh, cool.
Can you give us some insider information? Like, what's the story with those bandits? Like, what's going on there?
I was thinking about Mad Max, I think.
Have you?
What did you Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was asking if they have like a backstory.
You know, okay, honestly, Hunter, I wrote that years ago, and I have not read it since. So,
There's room for a spinoff.
Yeah,
yes, there is.
I would like a spinoff there.
Cool. So,
I
what did
per
you like so much about that part in particular?
I just like I feel like it was a great way of showing, first of all, how this apocalypse is changing people because they're so cold and ruthless,
Yeah.
and clearly almost like uh, mechanical in the way that they're doing things. Like they're blending into the mountain using dirty cloth, and
Mhm.
they're have these like traps set up for incoming cars. They're watching the roads at all times. It's like they're doing their full-time job is to kill people and steal their stuff.
Yeah.
And she doesn't even like he's such a non-threat to her that she doesn't even carry a gun when she goes up and talks to him. So it's also crazy. Um So, quick question: have you ever seen the movie The Book of Eli?
I have not.
Yes.
Okay, you have Baylor. So,
Very long
did
time
you?
ago. Very long time ago.
I saw some serious parallels in this to The Book of Eli that I just want to talk
Yeah.
about real.
It
Just
only has
to their.
46% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, really? It's a good movie.
They don't know what they're talking
Um,
about.
basically, this dude is in an apocalypse. It's similar. It's like a nuclear apocalypse, and society's broken down, and he's one of like the oldest people alive who and one of the few that remembers like the world before, and
Yeah.
his whole mission is that he has the last remaining bible in the world, and he wants to make sure that it gets somewhere where it can be given to the right people.
Mhm.
And it's very similar in that it deals with like a nuclear apocalypse, a man trying to be right with God, and bandits everywhere trying to kill people. And so I was
Yeah.
wondering if you'd seen it because I just saw a lot
I
of trailers.
no, I've never seen that. I've definitely heard of it, but I never knew what it was about. So that's all news to me.
Well, there you go. Just a complete coincidence, apparently. Um, I tend not to like the nuclear apocalypse like setting
Mhm.
because I think that barren, dead landscapes are kind of boring. Um, I don't like Fallout for that reason.
Oh,
I do
Mm.
think
really?
you do. I do think you do a good job of sprinkling enough world building, though, that it makes it interesting. Talking about like
I
the
can't believe you
European,
don't like
what is it?
Fallout.
The European Confederation.
Yeah, something like that.
What
That
you
sounds
also
right.
never say what that is.
I
Yeah,
love it.
you'll have to guess.
I really don't even know.
There's room for another spinoff there.
There you go. More
Exactly.
the, the George verse gets bigger and bigger every day.
It expands. It really does.
Are is the European Confederation going to show up in Wes and Becca Hunt Monsters too?
Oh gosh. Um, that might be a little too much crossover, but
Maybe,
you
maybe.
know, I'm not gonna rule out anything.
Lauren, what was your favorite part of your own story?
Um, I think my favorite part, I kind of surprised myself at how much I ended up liking the part with the bandits. Because at first, as I was writing it, I wasn't sure if it would really add anything at all to it, but then when I was going back and reading it after that, I liked that, and really just like anything where you got to like meet other people in the world. So I enjoyed at least adding the part about the diner kind of at the beginning. Um, and that was what one of my pieces for my art show ended up being about was I made like a menu for the diner. So just like anything where you could meet other people and kind of see how they interact with the protagonist in the world and kind of seeing how their paths cross, I guess.
I was going to talk about that too because I think it's really really funny that he has a sign that says only one a day. Only one mugging a
Yeah,
day. Like,
yeah.
like how can you? First of all, how do you enforce that rule? And second of all, why would you ever go to a diner where you're allowed to get mugged?
At least they have a
Right.
cap on it there.
Yeah, it's true. All the other diners let you mug however much you want.
Yeah,
Is there
exactly.
is there an in-universe reason for a one mugging a day being allowed?
Um, there were just it was too much for Carlo to handle, so he had to just put a put a cap on it.
It's
Yeah,
like the
they're
purge.
annoying. They're so loud.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like the purge. You got to let them have one.
Mhm.
Hmm.
One a day.
Do you think that nuclear war is likely? Either of you?
We're asking a question that's been asked since, like,
The dawn of
1940
time.
something.
The dawn of
Do you?
time, the dinosaurs.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Cavemen were looking up at the sky and going, "I could kill people with that for sure."
Mhm.
Um,
What is it? Was it Einstein that said something like, "I don't know what weapons will be used during World War III, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones."
something like that. He also said that one nuclear blast would like burn the entire atmosphere, and that didn't happen. So I do enjoy the Christian themes in it. Um, I think that's pretty good. Would you like to talk about that for a second?
Um, yeah, I mean, that part of it was kind of just, I guess, pretty influenced by my own life because I am a Christian, and I don't know, I guess it was not really a happy accident that made its way into the story, but I that's kind of the inspiration behind it was taken from my own life, I guess.
Lauren obviously could probably answer this better than either of us. But if you guys were going to add anything to the story, what would you add?
Can
Mm.
I answer?
Yeah, you can answer, Lauren. Absolutely.
I want to do more with, see, I can't even think of the preacher guy's name. It's been so long, but I would probably if I were to expand on this story in this kind of world, I wanna have more scenes with him in it.
Baylor, do you have an
I think
answer?
that was I think that was one of those it was already 3 a.m. when I was finishing writing it, and the deadline was 3 hours ago, and yeah.
I really liked it. I think it's hard to. I struggle to try to say what I would or wouldn't add because once you add something, it kind of butterfly effects and takes over the whole thing. But I think it'd be cool if he had, because I know he lied about having a son when he was talking to the bandit. He said,
Mhm.
"I have a wife and a son." So I think it'd be cool to have like him have a son, or at the beginning, his son gets sick and just like amp
Yeah,
up the trauma because I love trauma.
yeah.
So.
I love trauma.
Good idea.
Um, I think that I would make his journey a little bit longer
Yeah.
because so it goes from diner to bandits to church.
Mhm.
And I do
May
think that
maybe we'll film in between that.
I think you're right, Lauren, that there should be more of the preacher, especially since he's such like an important part of the story.
Yeah.
But I think there should definitely be a scene either between the diner and the bandits or the bandits and the church. And I don't know, I think
Ooh, yeah.
like a foil would be interesting. Having like a
Mhm.
character that still cares about life in this wasteland as opposed to all the other, which I guess is kind of what the preacher's like. So maybe have the preacher have like a conversation about not giving up, and like there's still more to live for even in such a horrible situation, as long as
Yeah.
you have faith that things will get better. uh or maybe have a character that is like him, that doesn't care about life and just wants it to all be over, and they change their mind after seeing something and he's witness to that.
Mhm.
Maybe have them
Mhm.
die, something like that.
Good
do
ideas.
you
Good
Do you ever
ideas.
plan to write a sequel to Dust or spin-off of some sort? Add to the George
You
verse?
know, I really had never considered it just 'cause the way that the story ends and in this story, I just didn't really consider going off from that, but I am open to it, especially kind of, I guess, what you guys were saying. I think I'd be interested in kind of writing more about the bandits and maybe just different areas of this kind of world, seeing who all lives there. Doesn't necessarily have to keep following the protagonist of this story, but I don't know. Just
Yeah,
There
because
you go.
he wasn't looking like he was in good shape at the end.
no.
Well,
No,
I don't I don't think he was in any shape at the end.
it'll it'll buff.
Um, so do you guys have any final thoughts?
Yay, dust.
It was great.
Woo, I
Thank
agree. It
you.
was really good. I
Yay,
think
George
that
verse.
in terms of um storytelling, it was a strong, dramatic story with some good character building, and some great visuals. I think it's worth the read.
Thank you.
All right.
And it might get a sequel, might get a spinoff.
Maybe spin-off. I think that the George verse has more stories to tell. But as for Forwritten Book Club, next week we will be, or next video, we will be reading Electric Solo Pizza. So
No.
tune in for
Oh,
that. If you want
okay.
to if you want to follow along with us, tune in for that one. So what's your nuclear apocalypse survival plan?
um, if it just takes me pretty early on, that's okay with me. But I
Okay.
think
Okay.
um I think food-wise I'll be okay because I've trained my body to be okay with eating like tuna packets and Spam, so as long as I have like a trash can by me that I can just set on fire and I can like roast some rats or whatever, that's probably my plan.
I think that's what Dust is really about at the end of the day.